This is the Cinderella presentation based on Histrionic personality disorder. It's by Miriam, Megan, Anna, and Taylor. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Cinderella. She was the most beautiful girl in the land. Everyone knew it, including her. Cinderella lived with her stepmother and her two stepsisters, Anastasia and Drizella. They were very mean to Cinderella, making her work all day, cleaning, sewing, and cooking. Cinderella did not like to deal with this kind of treatment. She often threw temper tantrums. One might propose that she got these traits from her birth mother, who was known for being attention-seeking, manipulative, and dramatic. Yet she didn't care because she knew she could get away with it. Little did they know that the seemingly young, innocent Cinderella was just like her mother, and she would do anything to get her way. Cinderella's stepmother, Lady Tremaine, was cold, cruel, and jealous of Cinderella's charm and beauty, and the way she was always bragging about it. She enjoyed giving Cinderella extra chores to do, just to punish her for bragging about her beauty. However, since Cinderella was easily bored by routine, she often left her chores half completed. Many times the floors would be left half mopped, and she would be found looking at herself in front of a mirror admiring her beauty. Because of this, her stepmother wouldn't allow her to leave the house. One day a messenger arrived with a special invitation. There was going to be a royal ball at the palace, and Cinderella knew she had to be there. Cinderella knew that she would be the prettiest girl at the ball, yet there was only one problem. Her stepmother would not allow her to attend. Dramatically, she stumped out to the garden, crying bitterly. She knew she had to come up with a new plan. Suddenly, she heard a voice call to her from the garden, so Cinderella decided to go see who it was. It was the fairy godmother. That's when she got the idea to manipulate the godmother into making her the most elegant dress that she could wear to the royal ball. She knew this would help her make her the center of attention, especially in a man's eye. Bippity-boppity-boo, said the fairy godmother, waving her wand again. Cinderella was now wearing a beautiful gown and sparkling glass slippers. After looking at her reflection through the window, she begins to cry dramatically. She then rips the gown off and tosses it to the ground, angrily crying out, "Seriously, you were going to allow me to go out looking like that? I need everyone to see that I'm the most beautiful one there." Cinderella yelled at her fairy godmother and demanded something better. Finally, after many attempts, the 10 thrusts met her expectations. Cinderella was sure she would catch the attention of every man at the ball there, and was just one thing. She had to leave before 12, or the fairy godmother would turn her ugly. It just so happened that the king wanted his son to find a bride, and Cinderella would stop at nothing until there was a ring on her finger. Upon arriving at the ball, Cinderella walks down the stairs expecting all eyes to be on her. To her surprise, the people remained as they were, dancing and unfazed by her entrance. Although she was bothered by this, she quickly turned her attention to the prince, who was dancing with Anastasia. She soon realized she would need to manipulate her way to the prince's arms. She watched her stepsister make her way to the bathroom. Cinderella followed. When she got into the bathroom, she locked the door and demanded that Anastasia hand over her gown and slippers. Although the gown and the slippers were far too big for her, she made her way to the prince, who was anxiously waiting for the return of his new lover. Once there, he knew something was off. He didn't know exactly what changed, but this wouldn't ruin his night with his new lover. When she finally got to dance with the prince, Cinderella remembered that she had to leave by 12. As she heard the chimes of the clock tower, she began to make her way back home. As she stumbled down the stairs, one of the oversized slippers was left behind. The prince was vexed at the sudden disappearance of the beautiful stranger, and he persuaded the king to search for his love. Upon hearing that the prince was searching for the owner of the glass slippers, Cinderella called for the godmother once more. She threatened the fairy godmother, demanding that she use her magic to turn the glass slipper into her size, or else she would kill herself. The fairy godmother turned the slipper into her size, and suddenly there was a knock at the door. As the stepmother opened the door, she was greeted. "Hello, I am the prince, and I have come in search of my lover. Would you happen to know who could be the owner of this glass slipper I have here?" Cinderella's sister tried, but they could not get it on. To Anastasia's surprise, the glass slipper fit perfectly on Cinderella's foot. As the prince gasped at his findings, Cinderella gave an evil smirk to Anastasia. At this moment, Cinderella knew the ring was hers. Filled with joy, the prince brought her back to the palace, where they married. They lived happily ever after, or at least that's what everyone thought.